speaking. I'm Bill Snyder, Sports Information Director at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, and welcome to another edition of Bulldog Blitz. With me as always, Gulf Coast head coach Steve Campbell, coming off a huge win on the road against Southwest, then heading over to Co-Lin tomorrow for a first place showdown with the Wolves for the MGCCC South Division. Coach, gotta like the momentum coming off the road win at Southwest. The guys really went in there, took care of business, even when a game Southwest team kind of made it interesting early.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a good win. Anytime you go on the road in this conference and get a road victory, especially by the margin that we did, you got to be pleased. So was proud of the way that we came out and executed offensively. I thought we came out ready to go on offense. I thought the special teams played great. JoJo started us off with a great kickoff return. Defensively, it took us a little while to adjust. We let Southwest, I guess, score on maybe their first two possessions, but they made some great adjustments and really was able to bottle them up, and it was really a good night for us.
It was, and we're going to take a look at that here in just a few minutes. And Coach, the poll kind of has gotten us a couple of times. It's gotten everybody, really. We fell a 9-11, but as you said, you take them one game at a time, and really, in the end, we keep taking care of our business. All that comes out in the wash, right?
It does. You can't worry about the polls. I mean, the thing you can do is try to win each week, and if you win your game, as things filter out and wash out, the deeper you go into the season, more people will play. Other people, playoffs will be starting, and things of that nature. So what you got to do is make sure that you take care of business, win one game, and then all that stuff will work itself out in the end.
It certainly will. And, we were talking about, Coach, the back-to-back road games at Southwest, at Co-Lin, and over the years, we've done a really good job handling our business on the road, especially in the critical matchups. What's the key to that? Because at home we've had that undefeated streak going. On the road, we've done really well too. Is it preparation? Is it getting the guys comfortable? What goes into that? The biggest thing is your preparation each week. You're going to play like you practice, and if you have good practices, good preparation, then typically you play how you practice. It's like people that say, "Well, I don't test well." Well, if you know the answers, you're going to test well. If you don't know the answers, you're probably not going to test as well. And if you block and tackle and protect the football, don't give up big plays, you're probably going to play well on the road. If you do those things, if you put the ball on the ground and have turnovers and things of that nature and don't block and tackle as well, then you're probably not going to play as good on the road. So really it all gets down to fundamentals. And that's what we've tried to work hard on this week is our blocking and tackling and make sure that we're prepared. And then go over and try to keep everything as close to a home schedule as possible. Get a good night's rest and then, drive over and play the game. Mm-hmm. And, looks like we're going to have fall weather for a change. Usually we have these 85-degree games in October, but looks like it's going to be beautiful weather, and that just makes it that much more fun. It gives it that much more atmosphere. Sun-drenched day in the late fall, playing for a first-place shot at the division.
Yeah, no question. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful day, but if it's storming, we need to be ready to go. If it's freezing, if it's 108, whatever it is, we need to be ready to go, and that goes back to that. Whatever the environment is, we got to block, we got to tackle, we got to have 0 turnovers, and we need to win the battle of explosive plays. That's the key.
That is the key, and those explosive plays were huge against Southwest last week. We're going to take a look at those highlights coming up right after this break. You're watching Bulldog Blitz on WLOX. Let's jump into the time machine.
At Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, it's like this. High school graduates can take classes close to home that transfer easily to universities. The convenience and flexibility of online classes give students of all ages the opportunity to earn a degree. Apply online and chat live with an admissions specialist or visit us on Facebook. Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, celebrating academic excellence for 100 years.
They think they want it. Let's go, man.
Y'all realize they said we want the ball.
Yeah.
Some bucks in the throat.
Here we go. Hey, let's go, man.
One time in the mouth.
Let's go, man.
Same play this time. Jerome Stewart breaks a tackle and takes it out to the 46-yard line. They've worked the right side of the field.
You have the trigger. Young man, I'm going to put you back in. You got the trigger. You understand? You too deep.
Taking the direct snap is Turner, and Turner vaults his way in. Touchdown, Southwest. LeDerrick Turner.
To the house. One time. To the house. Let's go.
And taking it is Joe Snell. Snell across midfield. Snell may take this to the house, to the 20, to the 10, and run down at the 6-yard line. Clint Hatton at quarterback, bringing Byron Nettles. Nettles cuts it inside, across the 5, stays on his feet, crosses the goal line.
Go, Joe, go! Go get Byron!
1:35 to go. Gulf Coast trying to take the lead. Jumbo formation in. Hatton with the sneak. The surge is good. Did he cross? He did. Touchdown Bulldogs. They take the lead on the 1-yard sneak.
First down for Southwest.
First and 10 from the 11 for Southwest. McCullum still at quarterback. Gives to Turner up the middle. Turner blows his way through, and that's a Southwest touchdown in the pistol. Hatton takes a snap, play action, quits slaying over the middle. He's got DeQuill Williams across the 40. DeQuill breaks a couple of tackles, and he's loose. DeQuill to the 20. They're not going to catch him. Touchdown Bulldogs. It's DeQuill Williams again.
Once he shakes that tackle at the 45, he picked up one block to spring it to the far side. Down the sideline he goes.
They're doing everything we told you they're going to do. Are they not? Yes, sir. Well, we got to read our keys and react.
Easterbrook back in at quarterback, takes the snap, short pass out to the 15. There was a fumble that time. There was a strip. They fake it up the middle. Hatton all day to throw. Wide open is DeQuill Williams. That's the easiest touchdown pass he'll ever see. Easterbrook hands up the middle to Turner, and Turner fumbles the ball, and the Bulldogs have it again. Back-to-back turnovers. He's 4 of 4 on field goals this year. Snap is down. Kick is up, and it is good.
All right, Rhino wing. Popcorn 10-12 backside.
Hatton takes the snap, the inside give to Dietrich Goff, and Goff is near the goal line and in. Touchdown Bulldogs, so they bring in big Dietrich Goff, and he put 6 on the board.
Good job. Good job.
He went play side, the mic kind of stood there, and I went to the mic.
Did you scoop the 3 and him stay? Were you able to get inside?
He ended up on my outside shoulder.
The pitch to Eli Hughes. Hughes has some blocks coming right across the 20, across the 15. Stiff arms a player inside the 5. First and 10 from inside the 5. The big to give to Dietrich Goff. Big hole, and Big Dietrich put 6 more up on the board for Gulf Coast. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. Eli to the 40. Eli across midfield, and Hughes all the way down to the Southwest 40. Now the give to Eli Hughes, makes one man miss. Now Eli kicking it outside. He's got room to the 10. He's got the corner. Touchdown Bulldogs. Eli Hughes getting in on the act.
Hughes on the carry.
All right, here's what we got. Tiger, Lion, Ohio Bandit, 15-1. Tiger, Lion, Ohio.
Wheeler keeps it himself up the middle, and Quentin Wheeler will score a Bulldog touchdown. So the freshman from Monroe gets his chance to get in the end zone. There goes Antoine Wells on a 4th and 5, and he scores from 20 yards out to put another one on the board for the Bulldogs. It was 4th and 5 while we were jibber-jabbering about Johnny U.
Guys, it's right in front of you now. Co-Lin, We got Co-Lin next. They're the team that hadn't lost in the. They're the team that hadn't lost in the South. We got to go over there. We go over there and beat them. You back in. You back up top again. And that means you got everything you wanted. Everything you wanted is right in front of you. Guys, y'all had a great week of practice this week, am I right? Sure. You practiced and that's the results of it.
Homecoming is going to be amazing this year, as it is every year. We've got tremendous festivities lined up. Excited about the fact that our golf tournament is going to be at Wind Dance Country Club there in Gulfport. Tremendous support with Rick Carter and Tommy Snell had a hand in arranging that. So looking forward to a great outing on that day, the day before homecoming. The night of the 26th, we have our Athletic Hall of Fame banquet that's going to be at the Beau Rivage. So we're looking for a great event there as well. Festivities start at 6 o'clock and the actual banquet will begin at 7 p.m. If they'll log on to, of course they could always call my office, 601-928-6360, or log on to www.mgcccbulldogs.com, and we have a link where you can actually sign up not only to play in the golf tournament but to also be a hole sponsor. And the hole sponsorships are $100, and you can certainly go about signing up and registering that way as well. So trying to make it as accessible as possible, and we think we're going to have a really good turnout. Each year it has grown, and we try to spread it around different golf courses around the coast, and we've had it up here in Wiggins, and we've had it down on the coast at Shell Landing, and now at Wind Dance, and we like to try to spread the love, if you will, as far as the golf tournament. So tremendous support from all of our alumni on the coast, and looking forward to a good one here at Wind Dance this year. This is our first time being at Wind Dance. We have to remind everybody that we do have a game to play at homecoming, and an important game it's going to be. We have a tremendous team coming in here that we've got to play well against. So the guys will be ready, but it's going to be a good game.
And welcome back to Bulldog Blitz. You saw Lad Taylor talking about homecoming. It's right around the corner coming up next week, so get ready for that and go to our website to register for all the wonderful events. Now on our show is the time when we spotlight many of our players. It's always been sophomores, but a Bulldog Blitz first tonight. We are profiling one of our freshmen. We'll start off that freshman parade with defensive back Nigel Green.
Gulf Coast gave me an offer, and I saw that Gulf Coast was a winning team, and I saw I had a great chance of doing something great down here. Coach Moore and Coach Davis, they taught us to communicate, and all the DBs, we talk a lot. We hang out outside of practice, and we got good communication skills with each other. So it's been really easy getting used to those guys. I always look at myself as whatever I could do to help my team out. So if I got to make an interception or if I got to take on the block to make sure I cover my right gap is what I do. Like, I do whatever best for my team, and I take it one play at a time. I believe we're getting better at it, getting used to the speed of the game and the play calls. Once we get used to the play calls, I believe the defense will be unstoppable because we have a really young group. After we win a game or anything, when the band start playing, they get loud, and everybody, our whole team get by the band, especially when we're home and we just do the MGCCC chant.
You know, and Coach, we've talked about how the freshmen have had to step up this year, and they've especially done that in the secondary. You got Nigel finished Armstrong, Moncrief, Key, some of those guys. And, you know, Stevon, our secondary coach, came in with all freshmen, and these guys really have done a great job this year. You know, look at what Nigel's done, had a couple interceptions and made some big plays, and you got to love that when these guys come in and instantly produce.
Yeah, no question. You know, we knew we needed some help in the defensive backfield. We lost a lot of great players last year with Alonzo graduating and moving on, and Otis moving on, and Charles Watson and Willie Burrows. You know, we lost a lot of great players in the secondary last year, so it was important that we went out and got some great talent to come in, but even more so than talent, we got some great character guys that you got to be able to. It's a big transition from high school to college football, and those freshmen have really done a great job of making that transition and playing really well in the secondary. Nigel's a great young man, has a lot of talent. But is a great high character kid, has a great family back home, and is a very steady, solid, accountable individual, and that's what you look for. His high school coach was an old roommate of mine, and really bragged on Nigel. Not only it's apparent the things you can watch him do on the field with him making plays, but then, he's got a lot of off-the-field intangibles that really add to the mix. So he's a great young man and a guy that we're glad to have in our program, and he's got a tremendous future.
And we, of course, looked at Nigel. We're going to look at some more freshmen and sophomores down the road as we continue the stretch run of the 2012 season. Well, coming up after this break, we'll go to the offensive side of the ball and profile one of our offensive coaches. Heading into this timeout, we'll take a look at some of the scores from Thursday's games in the MAJC, including that big one between Northwest and East Mississippi. You're watching Bulldog Blitz here on WLOX. Bulldog fans and alumni, set your calendars for October 26th and 27th and come back to Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College for Homecoming 2012. On Friday, play in the annual Clem Dellinger Memorial Golf Tournament at Winddance Country Club. Then join us that night at the Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. On Saturday, dive into all the homecoming festivities, capped off with the big game between Gulf Coast and East Central at 2 p.m. Homecoming 2012 at Gulf Coast. Come be a part of it. And welcome back to Bulldog Blitz. Well, as we said, we'll go over to the offensive side of the ball and check in with offensive coordinator Chad Huff. Here's his profile.
Us understanding that this is a good football, this is a good place. The administration here supports and loves football. They want to win. When you've got that kind of support, I think that's what helps thrive any football program. And I think Coach Moore, Coach Davis, Coach Campbell, and myself, we've all been at a lot of different places, and we've seen that football's football. And I think that the number one thing is winning, and that's what you want to do. And we've been able to do that here, and you can do that here. And I think we've all had a good understanding of that.
All right, let's go 5-11. 5-11.
You can prepare all you want all week, and that's what we do for every situation. But you can't ever, predict what's going to happen in any given ball game. Any given Thursday night, we always say, anything can happen. And, we are prepared for different scenarios and situations in a game, whether we're backed up or whether we're on the goal line or whether we're on a fourth down situation or third down situation. We try to prepare each and every situation throughout the week and then prepare the kids for that situation. But again, you still almost have to be ready for any moment in time for something to happen and then be prepared for that.
You don't ever wide. Hey, there you go, get open. Good job.
It's about effort. It's about, having fun. It's about work. And at any level, wherever you are, it's a game. And, whether you're at the University of Alabama or you're at a junior high, to me, football is football. It's about the love for the game and getting out there and having fun and finding ways to win a football game. Every week we've got to, put a lucky rock in my pocket, and both the boys have got to blow on it, and that's my good luck rock. But they have, it's been very fun to see these kids, as they grow and to fall more in love with the game as I have myself. And they're excited when we win, and when we lose, they're not very happy. So they want to know why we did not win that football game for sure. And this year we've got a really good group, I think, on offense. From the running backs an unselfish group of running backs, to an unselfish group of receivers. Up front, Coach Campbell's got a real physical O-line that plays hard every day and comes to work every day. We're a group that's steadily getting better each and every week. Coach Campbell talks about, the team that's there at the end is a team that's improving and getting better each and every week. And I think our team is making strides doing that.
And, Coach Chad talked about how, his kids give him a lucky rock to rub before each game. And, so they even start those superstitions. We've talked about that before on the show. But you go back to what Chad does, and you guys really have a great synergy. He's up in the press box, down on the field. And, that goes back to familiarity, knowing what each other's thinking. And then that's got to help when you're, in the middle of a tight game.
Yeah, no question. I mean, Chad does a great job. He's a hard-working coach that does a great job, spends a lot of time in the film room, does a lot during the off-season as far as film study, and always trying to keep us up on the cutting edge offensively. And with the newest trends, with the spread, with the power, with the option game, we try to incorporate all those elements into our offense, and he does a great job, does a lot of study, and is a tremendous coach. It definitely helps the familiarity. Chad and I go way back. I recruited Chad out of high school. I guess it's going on close to 20 years now. And Chad was a great player over at East Central, was an outstanding football player. We didn't get him. He wound up signing at Delta State. This is back when I was at Nicholls State University. Then I kind of followed Chad's career. He was a great football player at Delta State. And then when I came back as head coach, was able to, Chad was on staff there as a graduate assistant. So I've known Chad for a lot of years. And like you say, in those tight football games, all that familiarity, we've been together from Delta State a couple of years, a national championship, to here for our, the full 9 years here. So it definitely helps to have a guy that I know the way he thinks and he knows the way I think. And that definitely helps to have a guy on the line and a guy in the backfield that are both on the same page.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about the way the coaching tree is, and I've heard it talk about they've talked about in NFL films in college. It really is kind of just a big fraternity, isn't it?
It is. Everybody's intertwined and interconnected in a lot of different ways. In this league, now I guess I've been fortunate enough to have coached a lot of guys that are now coaching in this league, and a lot of guys that coach me are off coaching either in this league or in the SEC or and then you go with Davis. He played that Livingston 1971 national championship team. A ton of coaches came off that team. The Troy program from the 80s that won a national championship that I was part of. You watched last night, Louisiana Lafayette, their defense coordinator Greg Stewart was a member of that staff. Kenny Edenfield, the Troy's offensive coordinator. So it all kind of spreads and intertwines, and then you go to the team that Huff was a part of on the Delta State team. A lot of those guys are now off into coaching either in this league or at different levels. So on a lot of different levels, all the coaches are kind of intertwined and connected, and very, very competitive. But you also have relationships with those guys, and so on Thursdays and Saturdays, it's very, very competitive because you know how competitive the people you're playing against are, and you definitely want to try to win each and every football game.
Coming up after the break, we will take a look at the big game against Co-Lin heading in this week's MGCCC Top 10 poll. You're watching Bulldog Blitz here on WLOX.
Hi, I'm Molly Barger. As a former member of Phi Theta Kappa and currently the recruitment team leader at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, I invite you to join us on October 27th as we celebrate our 2012 homecoming. We will recognize all former Phi Theta Kappa members at a breakfast reception at Liaison and at the chapel service. You may register for homecoming activities at www.mgccc.edu. I look forward to seeing you on October 27th.
And welcome back to Bulldog Blitz. Well, we're outside today because it's a beautiful fall morning. The cold front's blown through, and we're here in the atrium between the baseball field and A.L. May Memorial Stadium. Over to our left is where the baseball and softball complex is. A little different scenery here, but still pretty nice, pretty perfect for this time of year. And speaking of this time of year, we're usually battling for first place in the MACJC South Division. That's no different this weekend. We go up to take up Co-Lin. We've beaten them 4 in a row, but I got a feeling they're going to be hungry for us, Coach. They've really played well this year, only lost 1 game, and it's going to be, you know, as Sonny Crockett said in one of those last episodes of Miami Vice, this ain't no trip to Cleveland. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, you know, Co-Lin's always has a great football team. You know, they're extremely well coached with a lot of great athletes. They're explosive on offense and then very, very stingy on defense. They've got some ball hawks in the secondary. I think they lead the nation in interceptions. They've got a corner that's got 6 picks, and they've got a strong safety that's got 4 picks on the year. So between 2 guys, they've got 10 interceptions. 2 great defensive ends that do a great job of rushing the quarterback. They do a great job running and throwing the football on offense, and then they've got some dangerous guys that return punts and kicks for them. So you'll see a lot of similarities between their team and our team. I think philosophically they're going to try to run the football and set up play action. Defensively, they like to get after the quarterback, and so good football team. You know, Co-Lin's always has a great football team, and this is a typical Co-Lin football team. You know, we played them, I guess it was a couple of years ago, played them twice, once for the South State Championship and once for the state championship. And it seems like every time we play Co-Lin, there's always something on the line. So it's a tremendous challenge, but it's one that we're definitely looking forward to.
You were talking about they like to run and pass. One of their running backs among the league leaders in rushing. Their quarterback, Chandler Rogers, looks like he does pretty well too. So, you know, they're going to have some punch, like you said, and like you said on defense, leading in interceptions, we're up there as well. So it's one of those something's got to give kind of thing.
It is. You know, it's one of those immovable objects versus the unstoppable force type of deal. So, you know, it'll be a battle of wheels. And all that being said, what it's going to get down to is who protects the football and who limits big plays. If it's turnovers and explosive plays, and you know, if you watch any football game, that's what it's going to boil down to. The team that has the least amount of turnovers and can create turnovers wins the turnover battle. And then, you know, they talk about field position, thinking, well, explosive plays create field position. The more 15, 20-yard plays you have, you're having a chance to score, and you're also changing the field position. If you can limit them and create those on your own side, then you'll have a great opportunity to win the football game.
There you go. But we have an ace up our sleeve this week because we have a new member of the team. His name is Mac, actually Mac 2. He's our new Bulldog mascot. He was unveiled to the free world this week. A new Bulldog, 14 pounds. We got to work on his aggression, Coach. Maybe need to get him in the weight room. I think he's got the size. But anyway, we've seen Mac 2. You can call him Mac the Knife, Mac Dose, whatever you want to go with. But whatever the case, kind of neat to have a new member of the family.
It is. You know, it's great to have a new live Bulldog mascot. You know, the last time we won a national championship, 2007, you know, was Mac's, the original Mac, last year with us. And I remember we put Mac to, you know, we buried him in spring of 2008, and very sad day. So this is a great day to have a new Mac, and it's very exciting, and look forward to many years to come with the new Mac.
And he's only, I think, 9-10 weeks old, something like that. So, you know, got to let him go through the puppy stage, but then we'll get him out there and, you know, working on blocking techniques.
Yeah, no question, no question.
Well, we're happy to have Mac, and we'll be seeing more of him down the road. As we've always told you, you can watch the game this week via streaming video on MGCCCBulldogs.com. You can also listen on 103.1 FM, WOSM. And for all your sports news concerning the Bulldogs and Mac, the new Bulldog, go to our Facebook page, Bulldog Live, and also twitter.com/PerkSID. For head coach Steve Campbell, I'm Bill Snyder. Thanks for watching Bulldog Blitz. Have a great night, a great weekend, and we will see you next week.